Cortland Simmons with you here on the 10th day of August in the year of our Lord 2018. And again, in our continuing series about pedigrees and breeding and the fact that the North American breeders have really, squandered tremendous opportunities over the decades to diversify the breed and create superstars. And in that missed opportunity, they believe that if they just strictly keep hitting the sales, be it the Saratoga Boutique sale that I just talked about, in which Bob Baffert bought one of American Pharoah's progeny. His first crop has come out this year, and they've been received very, very well. The 2015 Triple Crown winners, first bunch, have been really, really blowing up the tote board in terms of sales. And people in America are bolstered and emboldened in the belief that the best horses come from Kentucky and the subsequent sales, because these owners from Europe and Asia and Australia come over South America to invest in horses from Keeneland. What they're trying to do is what Americans aren't doing, and that is diversify their stock. And the mentality is, or the approach is you can get a good horse from anywhere. And so I think that Americans believe that we only need to exclusively buy in America. So that has been a real detriment. And people wonder why, it's hard enough to buy horses and be successful as a whole. But you can increase your chances. Well, you can obviously increase your chances of having tragedy and heartache and pain by having horses that don't want to run. Upon even shopping in Europe, you could easily have misfires there as well. But I believe, like anything, like in any other business, your chances are going to be increased. The more versatile you are, the better chance you have. Pete Sampras, if you wanted to make an analogy and extrapolate it to another sport and use it in terms of, sort of correlating it with thoroughbred racing, Pete Sampras had an all-around game. He just didn't blast you off the court by serving aces. And it's the same thing with Roger Federer or any other great player. To not be a one-trick pony and to be one-dimensional. And it's no different with the breeding business, which is why I admire someone like Kenny McPeak, Kentuckian, who has been a successful horse trainer, went into some bloodstock work in Australia, diversified his learning, and has since gotten back into training on a somewhat modified scale compared to his full-time operation back in the 90s, when he sort of came to fore in the middle part of the decade and started really becoming a force. And that's what makes him great. And that's what we need more of as far as North American trainers do. Not out of anger or out of spite toward the Europeans that they're buying all of our horses. And that's why it's not a case of, if you go to Ireland or England or France and buy horses over there, we're just trying to take back what you took from us. That's the wrong attitude. And I think any American or Canadian owner worth his or her salt wouldn't approach individuals in that manner when conducting business. I think the mentality has to be, wait a minute, look at what Aidan O'Brien has done. He and his team, they have taken horses with Americanized pedigrees, and there are obviously some elements of European ingredients in there, because most horses, when you go you dig deep enough in their pedigree, there's some turf prowess, there's some staying prowess, some more than others, as I mentioned before in part one. And they have taken these horses not away from America. They've bought these horses in the open market. They have every right to buy these horses just like any blue-blooded American or Canadian. And they've made superstars of these horses.